Endgame. This week, President Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu unveiled a 20-point peace plan for Gaza. It put Hamas on notice. Embrace peace, release the remaining hostages, or face your ultimate demise. Here to provide some insights on the plan and the prospects for peace is Jewish News Syndicate Editor-in-Chief Jonathan Tobin. Jonathan, you've had some time to digest this peace plan, so how is it different than what we've seen before?
Well, the difference in this plan is not so much, the assumptions that, underlie some of the details, but the fact that President Trump has promised that if Hamas doesn't accept peace, if it doesn't release the hostages, disarm, leave Gaza, turn it over to an international authority, that he will give a green light to Israel to finish Hamas off. That's the difference. In the past, we've had lots of peace plans with lots of theoretical ideas about peace that all sounded good. Indeed, the assumptions behind this current plan all sound good. It just takes a tremendous leap of faith to believe that the Palestinians have had or are willing to change their political culture and embrace peace. But the difference now is that the United States is, adding the or else, which is why Trump is being criticized by many on the left. They don't like it, the fact that Hamas isn't being given leeway. They don't like the fact that Hamas is being told, take it or else. But that is the difference here. A lot of the other details in it, in some ways seems like a repeat of past efforts to make peace. The assumption that pouring more aid into Gaza and trusting that there is some kind of, I would say, mythical group of Palestinian technocrats who are apolitical and have no interest in destroying Israel. All of those assumptions, they're basically fairy tales, which would be nice if it all came true. But the difference, again, is this time the United States means business, or at least it says it means business, and that is to the good.
And the proposal unveils a positive vision for the future of Gaza. Arab countries and Europeans were involved and reportedly gave it their approval. So how significant is that, their involvement?
It is good in theory. The trouble is we've had, you said it before, we've had other peace plans in the past, go back to the Oslo Accords in 1993 and all of the peace processing of the last 30 plus years, they all sounded good. But they were all based on this assumption that the Palestinians actually wanted peace. The former Israeli foreign minister, Abba Eban, the late Abba Eban, famously said, the Palestinians never miss an opportunity to miss an opportunity. And that was very witty. And it was true in that the Palestinians turned down innumerable opportunities for peace dating back to 1947, when the fledgling United Nations offered them an Arab state next to a Jewish state. They've been turning down peace plans all along. But the thing is, they didn't see those as opportunities because they were never interested in peace with a Jewish state, no matter where its borders were drawn. They wanted no Jewish state at all. Their definition of peace is no Jews in what is the land of Israel. Most of the Palestinians are still saying that. That's what Hamas believes. Frankly, it's what the so-called moderates of the Palestinian Authority, who are being told they must reform in Trump's plan, they're not to be trusted on this issue either. Again, the difference is Trump has put teeth in this plan, unlike every other, unlike, say, President Clinton, who also had a nice vision for peace, but when the Palestinians refused to make peace and violated the terms of the Oslo Accords, he turned a blind eye. Trump is saying he won't do that.
Well, an international stabilization force will be established, with Jordan and Egypt training Palestinian police and security personnel. How can Israel be guaranteed those trained will not target Israel again? Can a leopard change its spots?
It can't really be guaranteed. Let's be honest here, and that's that's what I say. And there's a lot of elements in this that require enormous leaps of faith. This has been tried before. The Palestinian Authority police were trained by the United States. Forget about Egypt and Jordan. We had U.S. generals, in Judea and Samaria and Gaza, trying to train Palestinian police. And instead, they turned on Israel during the Second Intifada and waged war on Israel. So no, of course, Israel can't trust to that, but Israel isn't really trusting to that. Israel is not going to relinquish. It's not going to lower its guard the way it did in the past. It's not going to withdraw from Gaza to let Hamas take it back over, or let some new armed force, which can't be trusted, take it back over, only when they see that President Trump's terms are being obeyed and to the letter on in terms of Hamas disarming, Hamas giving up control, and a genuine peaceful government of some sort of administration put in there, will Israel withdraw, and not before that. And that is clear. Prime Minister Netanyahu bent way over backwards to say yes to this plan from his friend President Trump. He even had to apologize to Qatar for going after Hamas terrorists in Qatar, who are hosted there, who fund Hamas, who fund the Muslim Brotherhood, and whom, unfortunately, President Trump and his administration treats as a reliable ally. Netanyahu went a long way to say yes to this, but he's counting on President Trump to keep his word that if Hamas doesn't do as Trump and his decency requires, to release the hostages, to lay down their arms, end this war, which never should have happened, then Israel will not give up another inch of Gaza.
Okay, we'll see what happens here. Jonathan Tobin, Jewish News Syndicate Editor-in-Chief. Thank you, Jonathan. We appreciate it for you being with us and sharing your insights.
Thank you.